David and Amara met during their university days in Lagos. They were not rich, but they shared something far more valuable than money dreams. Every evening after classes, they sat together beneath a shade tree on campus, talking about the future they hoped to build. They imagined a beautiful home, successful careers, and a life filled with happiness. To them, nothing seemed impossible as long as they had each other. When graduation finally arrived, they celebrated with excitement. The future they had dreamed about was now within reach. But life had its own plans. David received an opportunity to work in another city, while Amara stayed behind to care for her sick mother. The decision was painful, but they promised that distance would never come between them. As David and Lef neither knew how long they would be apart. Yet they believed their love was strong enough to survive any challenge. In his new city, David worked tirelessly. Long hours turned into long months. Every sacrifice he made was driven by one goal: to create a better future for the woman he loved. Back in Lagos, Amara devoted herself to caring for her mother. Life was difficult, but she remained patient and hopeful. Every day, she looked forward to the moment they would finally be together again. At first, they spoke often. Their phone calls lasted for hours, filled with laughter, encouragement, and promises. But as time passed, life became busier. The calls became shorter and less frequent. Months turned into years. They spoke less, not because their love had faded, but because responsibility kept pulling them in different directions. Whenever loneliness found him, David would look at Amara's photographs and remember the dreams they had shared beneath that university tree. Then, after years of hard work and sacrifice, everything finally began to change. David achieved financial stability and felt ready to take the next step. One afternoon, he walked into a jewelry store and purchased an engagement ring. It was a symbol of every sacrifice, every sleepless night, and every promise he had made. Holding the ring in his hands, David smiled. The moment he had waited for was finally here. Soon afterward, he boarded a bus back to Lagos, excited to surprise Amara and ask her to spend the rest of her life with him. Throughout the journey, he imagined her reaction. He pictured her smile, her laughter, and the joy they would share when he finally proposed. When he arrived, he went straight to her apartment building. His heart raced with anticipation as he approached her door. But the moment the door opened, something felt wrong. Amara's mother stood before him with tears in her eyes. Before David could speak, she delivered words that shattered his world. Amara had passed away just 2 weeks earlier after a brief illness. The ring slipped from David's trembling hand. Everything around him seemed to disappear. The future he had worked so hard to build was gone in an instant. Unable to speak, he sat quietly inside Amara's room. Every photograph, every book, every memory reminded him of the life they had planned together. Then her mother handed him a sealed envelope. She explained that Amara had written it before she died and had asked that it be given to David if he ever returned. With trembling hands, he opened the letter. Inside were words written by the woman he had loved for so many years. "My dear David, if you're reading this, it means I couldn't wait any longer. Please don't be sad. The years we spent loving each other were the happiest of my life. I never doubted you, not even for a second. Every sacrifice you made and every promise you kept meant the world to me. If life gives you another chance to be happy, take it. Do not spend your days living in sorrow because of me. But always remember that somewhere beyond this world, a girl who loved you with all her heart is smiling because she once had you." As David finished reading, tears rolled down his face. For years, he had carried a ring meant to begin a new chapter. Instead, he was left with a letter that would become his greatest treasure. Standing by the waterfront as the sun disappeared beyond the city skyline, David realized something important. True love is not measured by how long two people stay together. It is measured by the memories they create, the sacrifices they make, and the impact they leave on each other's hearts. And though Amara was gone, her love would remain with him forever.